Should you watch Apothecary Diaries? For most of us, China, especially ancient China, is an almost mythical fairy tale land because everything there was just so different than in the West. And I assume that most people watching this are from the West, so yeah. Apothecary Diaries takes us into this oh so different land in an oh so different time and gives us a believable glimpse of how life might have been for an average nobody at the time. The average nobody we follow is Mao Mao, a young but skilled apothecary who spends her days making medicines for her close friends in a brothel, helping her father, or experimenting with medicine and poison. That is, until she gets kidnapped and sold to the palace of the emperor.
まさか人さらい。親父心配するだろうな。
Luckily, nothing bad happens, and she just gets turned into a servant. But even that isn't as bad as you would expect because 1. She gets paid, and 2. Her work contract has a time limit, and after which she can just leave again. So, the show follows her crazy escapades in the palace, where she meets new people and just lives her days. With her quick wit and sharp mind, she uses her medical skills and unintentionally rises through the ranks. And she catches the eye of a few big shots. Officially, the show is tagged as mystery and drama, but honestly, it should also have the comedy tag. It's not a central focus, but they always break up the tension with a correct sprinkle of comedy that pretty much always made me laugh and always dissipated the heavy atmosphere. And it's not outlandish stupidity comedy either. It always fits in and makes sense.
美薬を作ってくれないか？
作る。つまり。時間と材料と道具さえあれば、それに準ずるものなら作れます。
We've got 2 seasons with 24 episodes each so far, so you know if you start this show, you'll be entertained for quite some time. This too is a character-driven show, because they hold more importance than the events themselves and are a bigger focus. So, who is the show about? First is Mao Mao, the eccentric main character of the show. She's an apothecary, as you might have guessed, and she's really good at that. It's not that she's a prodigy, but she is simply incredibly interested in it, to the point that she experiments even on herself.
上司、腕でいろいろと試してきた。
またサイエンティスト。
Add to that her father is a doctor and taught her from childhood, it only makes sense that she's skilled. Even more than herbs, she's deeply interested in poisons, so when she's told that her new job is poison tester, she isn't scared. Oh no, she's happy. She likes the feel of poison.
毒味薬。薬や、お前の仕事だ。
毒味薬。いけない。
And is quite delighted when some food she has to try actually is poison.
本当はあのまま飲み込みたかったけど、そしたら今頃毒が全身を巡って。
Beyond that, she's intelligent and thinks deeply. She can deduct many things from a situation as though she identifies a sickness from symptoms a patient shows, which is probably where she learned how to think deeply. She isn't the most social person, but if it doesn't cause her too much work, she'll help others, even if there's nothing in it for her. In the same way, she avoids trouble because she just doesn't like it. Jinshi is one of the big shots who took notice of Mao Mao after she showed her magical expertise. He officially has a high position, and it seems unofficially he's even higher. He is considered extremely beautiful and attractive, and most girls that see him fall for him straight away, but not Mao Mao. At the beginning, Jinshi seems to see Mao Mao as just an interesting toy to pass the time, but he becomes more and more interested and she becomes more and more important to him, and their interactions are just very fun. But there are more characters, like Gao Shun.
ガオシュンと申します。普段はジン様の付き人をしています。
The women of the brothel who took care of Mao Mao.
みんな元気にしてる。
何が久しぶりだい。
The emperor's consorts, who are surprisingly important in the show, and more of them. Mao Mao runs into a lot of people, and we see those events as you would expect from a diary.
一杯付き合わないか。
You know, I've recently seen a clip of Overlord, but dubbed, and it's just so jarring to see the difference to the original. Maybe it's because I know the original, but the dub just feels wrong and doesn't fit. Luckily, Apothecary Diaries doesn't have that issue, as they chose good voice actors, and of course, silly moments are upped by silly sound effects that just round it off really well. As for the animation, aside from some budget-saving shots, it usually looks incredibly good, especially in the still or establishing shot. When they want to paint a scene, they really go all out. The first intro is a visually stunning spectacle of flowers and Mao Mao, with a rock tune underneath it. It doesn't spoil anything and I like it, but it just kind of doesn't fit the feeling of the show. Second intro's energy is more fitting and shows glimpses of Mao Mao's life, but it is a bit spoilery. The first outro is a vocal-heavy song with dreamlike visuals, and the second outro also shows glimpses of their life, but with a Jinchi focus. Since this season has 24 episodes, they changed the intro and the outro in the middle, which is not really uncommon. You can skip them, but you don't have to, although I would recommend skipping the second intro just to avoid any potential spoiler. This show got close to getting a score of 9, receiving an 8.86 from over 400,000 users. And if that doesn't convince, I even saw discussions talking about whether this show or Frieren is the #1 show of that season/year. I prefer Apothecary Diaries because it just feels like more happens and I enjoy Mao Mao as a character more. Frieren took the internet in a storm, so if they get compared, you can tell that it's really a good show. As for reviews, it has 216 as of now, with 155 recommendations, 43 mixed opinions, and 18 people not recommending. The studio behind Apothecary Diaries is Studio OLM, which made a lot of Pokemon stuff, Nagatora, Nagatoro, Inazuma 11, and a lot more. And I mean a lot more. A well-established studio that seems to be highly desired, or else they wouldn't be given so many projects. But who is this for? Well, if you like character-driven shows, ancient China, mystery and drama shows with intricate webs of connections, or just plain good shows, this one's for you. I've been giving the show quite high price, so yes, you should watch Apothecary Diaries. I didn't have high expectations. I'm usually not a sucker for what I expected this show to be, a slow drama romance, but it was something highly enjoyable and it surprised me a lot. But how does it rank in my recommendation? I will be honest, I am very biased towards the current top 3. I like them and I liked them for a long time, but still, I will rank Apothecary Diaries right behind them at spot number 4. And if 2 seasons of Mao Mao's adventure weren't enough for you, maybe these 2 shows will interest you. The first, Descendants of a Bookworm. It's about Mine, a book-crazed girl reborn in a medieval world who uses her modern smarts to make books in a world where they're rare. You know, the medieval time. Like Mao Mao, she's a witty underdog, climbing the ranks with brains and quirky passion, dodging class struggles with her fun cast of merchants and misfits. And the second is Snow White with the red hair, the story of Shirayuki, a smart herbalist who solves court mysteries in a fantasy kingdom, mixing herbs and dodging palace drama. Slow burn romance with Prince Zen echoes Mao Mao and Jinchi, or so I was told, with a charming humor and lush visuals. And alright, that's enough for this video. I tried shortening it a bit, so I don't just keep on yapping. And if you've gotten this far, leave a flower emoji in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey boogie